The award-winning recording artist who touched the hearts of millions across the globe.
It's been 18 months since Amy Winehouse died, but her legacy will live on forever.
In 2003, Amy Winehouse shot to fame in the music world with the launch of her hit album, Frank. Amy soon established herself as one of Britain's brightest stars, winning numerous awards including a Brit, 3 Ivor Novellos, and the first British female to win 5 Grammys for her album Back to Black. It wasn't long before the press became obsessed with Amy's personal life, her marriage to Blake and her relationship with Pete Doherty. It also became apparent that Amy was battling a drug and alcohol addiction. In July 2011, Amy Winehouse was tragically found dead in her house in London, and the world mourned the loss of one of its most influential musical talents. For Amy's family, the loss was even more devastating. They lost a much-loved daughter and sister. Devastated by her death and determined to help others in Amy's memory, Amy's family set up the Amy Winehouse Foundation, helping those battling the same addictions that she had faced in her tragically short life.
We just say no, you still can't believe it, and you said you had an
I can't believe it day yesterday. You know, we were looking at the video for the auction. You know, we showed a video before the auction for tonight, and we were just all, we burst into tears, and then 10 minutes later we were all laughing about some of Amy's antics after that. And that's what tonight will be. It will be about having a little cry and having a few laughs.
Let's explain what tonight is, and this is why you're both here. Mitch, it's lovely to see you. Matt, lovely to see you as well. And you've got together. Why this collaboration? What's it about?
I wouldn't call it a collaboration. You know, when Amy passed away, Matt called me almost immediately because, as you may know, Matt lost his sister just as his first album went to #1. So there was this kind of empathy. And Matt called me. We spent an hour on the phone. He was in LA, and he asked me to open the show for him when he did the Royal Albert Hall, which was a wonderful experience.
Beautiful night.
And it was a beautiful night, and we kind of became friends since then. And he's come all the way over from Las Vegas to help us run this event tonight. So we're grateful to him, and we're going to have a great time.
Well, Matt, you were surprised how much you were actually affected by Amy's death, weren't you?
Yeah, I think on many levels, like when you admire somebody, like I loved her music and I loved her voice, and I thought it was really the first time in years that a British singer's come along and you go, that is a world-class voice, and remains a world-class voice. But also, Mitch has aspirations, and I knew about Mitch was a singer and he was on his way to New York, and when I found out that what a double tragedy, Mitch was on his way to play a show, came straight back obviously because of the love of his daughter, and I felt like it was the only thing I could imagine. We got yourself phone and we had a lovely chat, and it was an emotional chat, and it was like we immediately were both Londoners, and but also when we did play the Albert Hall, there was a real love for Mitch from my lot. And it was, again, like as sad as it is, I think when my sister passed away, I made a point of making sure we kept saying her name, because they almost pass away again if you don't.
This is because of a terrible car accident.
Yeah,
and you were saying at the time, you were at the height of your fame with Goss, and you had this hideous thing where you've got such a terrible personal tragedy, and yet the show still had to go on.
That's what they're saying, the show must go on. At the end of the day, life is a blessing. The only thing I can do over there is my next breath, and I think Carolyn and Amy you've got to just keep saying their name, you know, and especially tonight it's really about Amy, and it's about you know, rejoicing tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And also making a huge difference, which is exactly what the foundation has done. I mean, it was a family decision to set up the foundation. And I mean, the amount of money that you've raised, I mean, everything that you do, every time you speak about Amy, every time, you know, we looked at the book, which has done incredibly well, all of the money from that goes towards the foundation to help people, to make sure that they don't end up in a situation like Amy.
Well, that's very true. You know, when we started the foundation, we kind of wanted to distance ourselves initially from the drugs and alcohol. We didn't want Amy to be associated with that, which was not the correct decision at the time. So we're moving back towards into that. There's no point in swimming upstream, and that's where we are needed the most, because homeless charities aren't sexy, drug rehabilitation facilities for young people aren't sexy. You know, the most successful charity in this country is the donkey sanctuary, you know, like furry sort of things. People want to give money for that. They don't want to give money for disenfranchised young people who are homeless. You know, so although it's not an easy ask, this is where the position that we've taken.
You were saying that it cost around about £1 million to get Amy through all her rehabilitation, and you said that if her music career hadn't essentially been able to be channeled, the finances from that into her care, you might have lost her earlier.
That's a good point, Philip. You can only speculate about that, but we were in the fortunate position of being able to pay for Amy's treatment. What we're concerned now about the people who can't afford for their treatment.
Yes.
And basically, without turning this into a political conversation, basically, if you can't afford to send yourself off somewhere, you're left to die. I mean, there is treatment in the community, methadone, but people are being parked on methadone scripts for 25 years. You know, we need to get more people into recovery quicker.
Yeah, early intervention.
Well, early intervention is slightly different. That's basically speaking to school children, getting them, giving them the information. This is something else that we're doing. Giving them the information, letting them assess the information, so that when they go to a party, they've had a few drinks, and someone says, let's do some ketamine. At least they'll know what ketamine is and what it can do to them. It's just a question of giving the kids the information.
And this is
Knowledge.
Yeah. You said that that's actually saved your life as well. This has given you a direction and a purpose to bring yourself into.
It has. I wish we weren't here. I wish we were here. You know, Amy was doing lots of charity, but we're just carrying on her work. It's only just come to the front what she actually did, and there were lots of stuff that she did that I didn't know about. But she has this ability of bringing people together. She brought Matt and I together. She's brought many other people together. Kira Chaplin, Charlie Chaplin's daughter, is our world ambassador. She brought us together. So she's bringing people together so that we're able to raise the profile, raise money to help disadvantaged young people.
Well, this is a big event tonight.
Yes.
The book we've talked about in the past as well. Number one for 6 weeks, was that?
It was. I think it might even still be in the top 10 actually.
Congratulations there. And also there's a DVD as well, isn't there?
DVD came out yesterday, and that's Amy at the BBC. So it's all of her recordings at the BBC, but there's also a couple of DVDs in the collection, because it's a DVD and CD collection.
Yeah.
And you've got the wonderful DVD of her at Dingle. Have you seen that?
No.
In Ireland. You've got to see it. It's wonderful.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff on there that people will be looking at for the first time.
And Matt, while you're here, people can see you sooner than they think, although we can't tell you too much about it because this is a secret gig, isn't it?
Yeah, we do a lot of secret shows. We do 001, 002, all the way up to 007, and we reset. So I always do secret shows.
What number are you at now?
I couldn't say that, just follow me on Twitter.
So in order to find out where you're playing next, which is very soon,
at Matt Goss, and then we just go on and we do it. It's purely just so I get to see my real hardcore fans and we have a laugh. And I think we might be doing that tomorrow night and just gonna shake it off. And
still doing Vegas?
They're really gonna come up and have a sing song.
Really? Great.
Yeah, still doing Vegas.
Yeah. Still doing Vegas?
I'm still at Caesar's Palace, and
in Frank Sinatra's room?
I'm still there. It's actually in the Gossy room now. And we just did a show 2 nights in Miami. Two nights ago we were in Miami.
Well, I was lucky enough to see that. And so, if you are ever in Vegas, you find yourself over there.
The feathers. Do you remember you wore the feathers? And it was
all the feathers. Yeah.
Don't give away his secret.
Can't Look at Man will always be one of my favourite songs.
Thank you, Ray. Lovely to see you. Good luck tonight. Have a wonderful night.